still is, forming steady hearts in unsteady times, with Pastor John L. Widdifield.
My heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high. There's a kind of peace that does not come because the world has become small, but because the soul has stopped pretending to be so large. Be still before the Lord. Psalm 131 is one of the shortest psalms in all the scripture, but it may also be one of the most difficult to actually live. David says, "O Lord, my heart is not lifted up. My eyes are not raised too high." That is not weakness. That is surrender with its back straight. There is a proud kind of anxiety that wears the costume of responsibility. It tells us we must understand everything, answer everything, manage everything, see around every corner, and carry every possible outcome in the hidden chambers of the heart. But David refuses that throne. He does not say he has no questions. He does not say there are no matters too great for him. He says he does not occupy himself with them. That is a hard word for a noisy soul. The unquiet heart believes that peace will come when everything is explained. The quiet heart learns that peace comes when God is trusted beyond explanation. There are matters too great and too marvelous for us. There are providences that we cannot decode. There are burdens that we were never given authority to carry. There are rooms in the house of God where we are not invited to sit at the head of the table. And this is a mercy. David says, "I have calmed and quieted my soul like a weaned child with its mother." A child not yet weaned comes to the mother only for milk, only for immediate need, only with hunger pressing from within. But the weaned child rests with the mother simply because the mother is enough. That is the movement of this psalm, from demand to rest, from grasping to nearness, from using God to trusting God. Many souls never learn this. They come to God only when hunger screams. They pray only when panic rises in their lives. They measure His goodness only by the speed of relief. But the quieted soul has learned a deeper communion. It no longer treats God as a dispenser of outcomes. It rests with Him because He is God. This does not mean that the heart feels nothing. It means the heart has been trained. It has been brought down from its high seat. It has been told gently, but firmly, "You are not the Lord," and there is freedom there. The soul does not become steady by knowing everything. It becomes steady by refusing the false nobility of omniscience. It says, "This is beyond me." It is not beyond God. It says, "I do not see the whole road, but I am not abandoned on the road." It says, "I am small, but I am held." The proud heart is always reaching. The quieted heart is learning to remain. We live in a time that rewards the unquiet soul. Everything is arranged to keep the heart lifted up and the eyes raised far too high. Every device becomes a window into matters, quite frankly, too great for us. Every feed hands us wars that we cannot stop, scandals that we cannot resolve, sorrows we cannot absorb, predictions we cannot verify, and arguments we were never called to enter. The modern world does not merely inform the soul. The modern world inflates it. It tells ordinary people to live with global awareness, instant reaction, constant outrage, and permanent self-display. It gives the heart a throne and then punishes it for trembling under the weight. It trains us to feel responsible for everything while giving us authority over nothing. This is not wisdom, it is spiritual deformation. A man may know every alarm in the world and still not know how to sit quietly before his God. A woman may track every crisis and still be unable to quiet her own inner heart. A church may speak constantly about the age and still fail to form saints who can endure it. The world says, "Look higher," No more. React faster. The Psalm says, do not raise your eyes too high. Not because truth does not matter, but because the soul has limits. Not because evil should be ignored, it shouldn't, but because God has not made anxiety a spiritual gift. There is a holy refusal here. The steady heart does not deny reality. It refuses inflation. It will not become large in its own imagination. It will not confuse awareness with obedience. It will not mistake agitation for faithfulness. Some things must be named. Some things must be resisted. Some things must be mourned. But not everything must be carried. The soul that belongs to God must learn the difference between a burden and a trespass. A burden is given by God for love. A trespass is something the soul seizes because it has forgotten its size. The quieted soul is not passive. It is rightly placed. And in unsteady times, rightly placed souls become witnesses to the world. They do not shake because they are not pretending to be the foundation. They do not need to dominate the room because they have found rest with the Father. They do not need to solve every mystery because they know the one who holds every mystery without strain. The world will keep enlarging the noise. Watch it, it will. The faithful must let God reduce the soul back to its proper shape. The Lord holds what the soul cannot carry.